I didn't like what I saw, so I believe he's finished. Next time, I'll be match fit and I'll be more prepared and he will not live with me. I feel fantastic. I feel as happy as I've ever felt.
Welcome to BT Sport Boxing, welcome to Las Vegas and welcome to the castle of the Gypsy King.
Hey,
Tyson Fury and his trainer, Ben Davison, starting with high energy.
Hey!
3 weeks since BT last saw you. Oh yeah. Oh,
Hey!
oh God.
Dumb and dumber, innit?
3 weeks. 3 weeks since BT last saw you, and since then you've basically been on every American show on the planet over here, haven't you? Doing that.
I've been grinding it out. They've been doing plenty of media, yes, I will give them that. Top Rank do know how to sell a fight. And what on ESPN every day, all day, talking about the fight coming up, and they've done a good job. They've made me work a bit though, but.
How has Vegas been? You've waited your whole career to get here. This is the first time you got the fight here. You never came here until you were fighting here. Now have you found it so far?
I've not had much chance to sample it, to be fair, but after the fight we were having an after party, which I hope you're coming to, and all the boys as well. Haka-san. And then we're going to sample what Vegas has to offer. Listen, we've been in the casino, had a couple of buffets, and what else we did, Ben?
I had a walk down the strip. That's about it, really.
Really, that's it, really. Bought a pair of sunglasses and a robe. Nothing. We haven't really done much because we're here for a job, not for a holiday.
How's it been, Ben, finding sparring partners and gyms and stuff? Because you've done a few gyms here, haven't you, as well?
Well, we've only trained out of the Top Rank gym, but we did pop over to Joyce Parker's gym one day. Done a little joint session there, which was good, and broke it up and changed the scenery and that. But it's always difficult finding sparring partners for Tyson that can especially last longer than a week or a couple of spars. But we've had a good variety all throughout UK and USA, so it's been good.
You had a day in the Mayweather gym as well, didn't you?
No, we was looking for some sparring for Isaac. Obviously, Isaac's not got the luxury of flying sparring over an accommodation for them and that, so we had to find some sparring for Isaac over here. And where better to find it than the Mayweather gym? He had some top quality sparring with a very, very good Mayweather prospect, Mayweather Promotions prospect, which was beneficial for him.
That Joseph Parker, that's turned into a bit of a bromance for you two, isn't it?
Yeah, we got on really well, me and Joseph. I liked him before he fought Huey. I followed his career all the time, and I still follow his career, and I still like him now. So we've got a good bit of a relationship going on. He's been down to support me, I've been to support him, and we've been out for a few drinks before in the past. And he's a nice guy, very likeable young man.
Because you always get linked with fighting him as well, but I suppose that's never going to happen then.
I don't need to fight Joe, come on. He's my pal, and there's plenty of other people to fight. So, and it doesn't really do anything for me anyway. What am I going to get through fighting Joseph Parker? It's like he doesn't have anything that I want. Even if he had a world championship, I still wouldn't fight him for it because I'm not interested in that sort of thing.
Nice gym though.
Really nice gym. I've really nice people. His trainer and his mate. Lovely gym, yeah. It was good to get out, break up the training a little bit.
I think it was the States as well. Whenever you have a fight here, it's so big, isn't it? So if you're fighting on the East Coast, you're training on the East Coast. If you fight on the West Coast, you train over here. Do you see this as somewhere you could come and train again? Has it been that kind of easy to sort stuff out over here?
I think the change in scenery and training in different locations helps with Tyson because it's not the same thing monotonous over and over and over. But listen, it depends on where the fights are. If the fights are in New York, we're not going to train here. But when he boxed in LA, we trained in LA. Boxing in Vegas, we train in Vegas, and we never know where the next part of the journey will take us. Maybe to the Bahamas, we're hearing.
Oh yeah, is that Bob and Frank talking about that one? Are they?
Yeah, they've been mentioning that one, so we'll wait and see.
So all this media stuff, obviously, you did the Wilder fight last December. You fought in America before that as well. You've done this kind of media grind a little bit before.
Yeah.
And so you're used to the distractions, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you think a certain mate over on the other channel wasn't used to that level of interruption in the preparation?
Probably not. He never boxed here before, has he? The stuff that we had to do for the Wilder fight, wow. Like what you do in England, there's a press conference and whatever, a bit of media stuff. But over here, it's like days and days and days of full day filming, full days of interview after interview after interview. And that's how they do it here, and that's why it's so successful, because they really work it, sell it, until everybody wants to watch it. So it is a lot harder over here, but it's their way. So I'm not going to come here and say, right, I'm not going to do that, I'm not doing that. And if anything I've asked for, they've got me, and they're really nice people. So I've got to do my job and getting paid to do a job, and that's what I do, whether it's in the ring and out the ring as well. It's a double whammy, double header.
And not underestimate the man facing you on Saturday, of course.
I don't underestimate anybody, but I believe I can beat them all anyway, so it doesn't matter who's in front of me.
Even someone who's big swinger like him, 24 wins, 16 knockouts, 19 knockouts, 16. Yeah. So he's got some power, but then that's maybe something that you are almost better for. It's especially since it's your first fight on the ESPN under the new banner, the Top Rank banner. Someone that swings and goes for you, it's quite often your most entertaining fights, isn't it?
Yes. If he goes for me, it'll be a good fight. If he backs up and runs away, then I hope he doesn't, because it won't make for a great fight.
And Tom Schwarz, we've not seen much of him so far in the build-up. How much do you know about him, and what you're expecting him to come with on Saturday night?
That's part of an asset for him, that he's a little bit of an unknown quantity. So he's never been at this level. So he could himself and be like a rabbit in headlights, or he could come and raise his game. You don't know. So the element of surprise is in his favour at the minute, So he's obviously number 2 in the WBO for a reason. Like you said, he's 16 knockouts, 24 wins, 0 losses. A German international amateur, 6'6", 18 stone. The man can fight, whether he's, a typical man in the pub that's got that pedigree can have a fight. So we know what we're preparing for, and we feel like we've done it diligently, and that will show on Saturday.
A couple of fights in a row for you as well, with a sort of relatively unknown German, isn't it?
Yeah, he is actually, yeah. But that's what I mean. People wrote off Sefa, clipped Billy Joe with a shot behind the ear, little scare. Sorry, Sheffat, what am I talking about?
Same kind of thing.
Same fella, I think, just lost a bit of weight. But, the element of surprise again.
So, here we are, Saturday, the big one in Vegas. How big of a thing for you is it? Because we spoke before that you've been waiting to get here. The actual sort of feeling of being here and going down the strip and seeing your face... Everywhere. Like, that must be...
That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
You know you've made it when you go here and your face is on every billboard, every light board, every advert, all over the TV. It's like, wow, is that really me? Am I really here? Is that me up there? I made it. But Vegas, all the big fights happen here. MGM, iconic venue. A lot of big fights have happened there, but aren't they?
A lot of people mistake me for Schwarz on the poster, so I keep sending pictures of it and sending to my mum and telling her that it's me on the poster. But
they do actually look quite similar.
Especially in that poster, to be fair.
He's a good-looking fella, isn't he? Not better looking than me, obviously, but he ain't bad.
Do you feel like you're a little bit frustrated in this build-up? Because after that
when we spoke
fight,
in January, yeah, I was ready to go then.
Exactly.
So it's been 6 months since then, and I've still not fought yet. So I'm a little bit frustrated, a little bit disappointed, but fighting in Vegas does make up for all that, I suppose. And anything good is worth waiting for. So the wait has been worth it, in my opinion, to fight here.
With that frustration as well, I think when you were training for the Pianetta fight, just after the Sefa fight, you were a bit frustrated then as well, weren't you? Because you were back and you had the excitement of being back, and then it was the Pianetta fight. It wasn't quite that sort of same level of excitement for the comeback, but it was still good because it was a stadium, and you were kind of in two minds about it. And then all the wilder stuff started happening.
Yeah. Do
you feel a bit similar to this now? Like you want the big stuff, but you've got to get everything else out of the way again?
Not really. Do you know what? I don't look past anybody, and I'm treating Tom Schwarz like Deontay Wilder, because I don't really care about anything after Saturday night. It's very unimportant to me in boxing. I've just got to win Saturday night. That's all I'm thinking about. I hear that all these Trilogy fights, me and Wilder, and I hear a lot of figures being chucked around and all that. It's really unimportant, because I must win on Saturday night. And I want to look good, and I want to feel great, and I want to have a good performance. Winning is one thing, right? I've got to win. But I want to feel good doing it, if that makes sense. I want to feel good winning. I don't just want to win and that's it. I want to have a sensational win. And anything less I won't be happy with.
What's a sensational win for you then?
Just the fact that I feel I've come out of there and give a good effort, if that makes sense. I'm not saying I want a spectacular left hook knockout or whatever. I just want to get out there and feel as if I've put on a good show, put on a good fight.
Is the entrance going to be a part of that? Because since you come back, the ring walks have been
epic.
Unbelievable.
We've got something up our sleeve. We'll just say that.
Leave it at that.
Up your sleeve and your pant leg as well, by the
Clearly.
looks of it. Yeah.
Oh, we have got a public workout tomorrow. I was wondering what to wear.
Well, it'll be the same usual job, won't it?
Over in America, though, you could get done for...
Indecent exposure.
Yeah, they like to sue you like...
But what are you going to go for as a comparison? What are you going to go for instead?
I'm not sure. Like, I always train in underpants, don't I, Ben? Like, every session I ever do,
You don't have to ask, but I've seen it.
I've got my pants on.
But Top Rank are a little bit like, look, you know, if there was a little bit of indecent exposure, something could happen, and you never know. So they're a little bit worried about it, but we're just going to play it by ear and see how it goes.
What actually have they said?
I'll tell you after. But it's
Are they just a little bit classier than the Brits?
No, they're just a little bit like, you know, a little bit worried that something might slip up.
Are they overestimating?
Potentially.
All right, and you mentioned as well the Trilogy talk. Now it would be, you can't go into an interview with you what's happened in the heavyweight scene recently and not mention the fact that since we last spoke, you're now Ring Magazine #1 because Joshua was knocked off by a surprise win against Andy Ruiz. You said in an interview with us, in fact, not to underestimate him, and you were proven right. What do you think's happened with Joshua, and was that his last hurrah at the top?
Listen, I believe so, but I'm a competitor and I didn't like what I saw, so I believe he's finished. I believe he'll lose the rematch, regardless of where it is, and then where does he go from there? So, but Ben will have a different opinion and everybody else will have a different opinion on what they think he should do. But as a fighter and as someone who's been there and experienced all these highs and lows, I don't see how you can come back from a quit. You can come back from a knockout defeat, you can come back from a points loss, you can come back from losing to a better man, just fight somebody else. But when you mentally give up on yourself and you quit, which he did, then that's hard to come back from.
Agree?
It's hard not to.
Yeah, obviously that's a point. I mean,
He's trying.
listen, everybody's got their own opinion, like Tyson said, you know, and they've made their decision to go straight back into the rematch. And if nothing changes from now till then, it's a 50-50. If he's going to chin him or he's going to chin him, it's that. And leave it at that. That's what it is. Unless specifically you can put your finger on what needs to change, and if they know specifically what went wrong, not just to say, oh, next time we just box a little bit more or we're pushing back. You need to specifically know what went wrong. And if you can't put your finger on that, then, like I say, it's a 50-50. But Ruiz we're going in there flying with confidence, and Joshua going there with big doubts and mental issues.
Does it make you a little bit disappointed that fight, you know, as both undefeated, both British fighters, is gone now?
It doesn't disappoint me because it's just another one bites the dust, isn't it? I see them time and time again. I've been in this game 11 years as a pro now. I've seen so many hot prospects come and go. Champions, not champions, people retired, people finished, people burnt out. And guess what? I'm still here with my skin tanned and my hair long. Life is a beach, I'm just playing in the sand.
Well, we was just talking the other day, weren't we, about it's only you and Billy Joe left from that squad that you was on.
Class of 2008.
Who's dropped off?
Everyone's gone, apart from me and Bill. Is there anybody left?
David Price.
He was gone a long time ago, poor old David. I'm on about like on a big level.
But
He's still active, because he's fighting soon, but...
that is it, you and Billy Joe left, yeah.
And the rest are all just
Retired,
out the game
finished,
entirely.
out the game, yeah.
But you still got plenty to go. You've got that
I'm
multi-fight
only
deal.
starting.
Yes. More high fives in this interview than I've had in my life.
Hey up.
Now, Wilder, the other one at the top, and talk of the trilogy again, you felt his full force, you felt the full power of Wilder. Do you think, obviously, a lot of people agree, and you obviously think you won that fight, but do you think he is in the same echelon as you, the same bracket?
No, he's not in the same bracket, and I'll prove that when we fight again. You know, it's hard to understand, but I had just under 3 years out the ring, abusing my body every single day. No activity, no fighting, no training, nothing. Gone from 27 and odd stone down to 17, 12 within 6 months, 7 months. It's not possible for me to be what I am today back then 7 months ago. So I don't know anybody that could have done what I did and still win and still have enough to do what I did. So next time I'll be match fit and I'll be more prepared and he will not live with me. Because don't forget, he had 7 or 8 title defences, active, not away from the gym, sparring, training, fighting regular, all the time I was out. So if I can come back and do that after that long out the ring, then imagine what I'm going to do with him when I'm 100% and match fit.
Didn't think
Wipe the flow of him.
Didn't think much of the Brazil win then?
It was a great win. But styles make fights. And that style was perfect for that one. There's no doubt that he can punch. He's got 41 knockouts out of 40 fights.
The other way around. 40 knockouts out of 41 fights.
Yeah, so we all know he can punch, but he only landed 2 big punches in 12 rounds of our fight against an unmatched fit guy. So if I'm match fit and he doesn't land them punches, then he's lost. Because it wasn't like, oh, close fight on the points. He lost every round apart from the 2 he knocked me down in. So it's an easy fight relatively. He's always got a puncher's chance, but that's it.
That WBC belt, once we tick off at Vegas and the MGM Grand in particular tomorrow, or this week even, once we tick that off, that WBC belt is really kind of the only thing that's missing in the career, isn't it? You've done New York, you've done Vegas.
I can't help robberies though, can I? So I should already have it really, by rights. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. A famous saying from Tommy Fury on Love Island, by the way, who's doing quite well. Have you heard anything of it?
I've been over here, but I have
Seen
some clips and stuff on the internet, but I've not. We obviously don't get it here.
The whole nation's wanting him to get to the end where they get the Meet the Parents episode, the Meet the Family episode, get Tyson and Big John on there meeting Tommy's missus. Test if she's a good fighting woman.
How's he doing on it?
Going down pretty well, I think. He's well liked. He's got through the first couple of votings off.
He wants to be done. He the shape of him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no one's going to mess with him, are they? When that ESPN deal came in, there'd been that big wait, and when you didn't know the date and you had all those speaking tours, did you think they helped in like distracting you a little bit? Because you got to see the fans and feel that buzz again.
I was training, I thought, I've got to keep myself looking good and meeting the fans and telling the story. And, you know, it was good, the tour. And I really enjoyed it, and I hope the people who came to see me enjoyed it as well. They must have done because I've been rebooked.
Did you feel the difference when you're training with Tyson and he's got a date that he knows about, and when he's training to keep ticking over? Do you feel a difference in the way he trains?
Do you know what? To be honest, Tyson's training outside of the training camp when he's not got a fight scheduled. He's like most fighters' training camp, to be honest. You know, he trains hard, and when you enjoy it, you're gonna get stuck into it. So, you know, it's very easy, isn't it? Sometimes the hardest thing is pulling him back. I was like trying to say to him, please go on holiday, for him to have a rest from training. But eventually we got him to have a little holiday with the kids in Disneyland Paris. But
4 days.
It's, you know, he was texting me within 2 days, can't wait to get back.
Offering to spar Mickey.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is though? It's like, I don't enjoy holidays and I don't enjoy going away because I'm a prize fighter, pugilist, a fighting man. That's all I want to do while I can. So the more fights I can get and the more time I can get in the gym, I love it. I had all that time off, so I've wasted prime years of my life from 27 to 29, nearly 30. So I need to get that time back by keeping active and staying in the gym. And, you know, I regret going through all those struggles and all that, but sometimes it's a part of life that we can't avoid and become better people afterwards. So I believe it was an experience I had to go through. But it's a part of my life that's sort of wasted 3 good prime years of boxing for me, something that I love to do.
But like you say, it has made you stronger. I think.
But therefore, you can add that inactivity to the other side because I'll be fresher for another 3 years, or just under.
God doesn't make mistakes. That's what I always say.
It's 3 months. It's that time off. It did make you stronger. And a few months back, you said you thought 2018 had been the best year of your life.
Yeah.
And has that continued now? So 6 months later, are you still just getting better and better and better every day? You're happier and more perspective every day?
I feel fantastic. I feel as happy as I've ever felt consistently for a long period of time. I'm training, I'm in a routine life, and I'm just enjoying it day by day. I take every day, we always do good stuff, like we've been to the gym twice today, and had a little walk, played in the pool with the boys, and had a game of FIFA, just enjoying the days. Everyone's like, are you ready for your fight? Are you looking forward to it? It'll be here on Saturday. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to enjoy tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. It doesn't happen all the time. This isn't never going to happen to anybody in my family again. Like fighting in Vegas, traveling the world, being welcome at every single gym and every single place you go, everyone makes a fuss. Like, this is a very rare moment in time. So I really am enjoying myself at this given moment.
And I've seen you walking down the strip a couple of times. I saw you walking in the casino yesterday. You are getting recognised a lot out here.
Yes, I suppose it's hard not to recognise me because my face is literally everywhere. So.
And the 6'9" thing.
Yeah, I'm one of the most recognisable sportsmen on the planet, I'd say.
It's funny because you think back to New York or LA and you're going around saying, do you know who I am? Do you know who Wilder is? Now you don't even have to bother because you're walking through Vegas and you can tell that you've been on ESPN every 3 seconds and every podcast and every sports show because they're Americans coming up to you, aren't they?
Yeah, Americans, all types of people from all over the world. It's been unbelievable, Ben, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that you know, the what happened in the 12th round in that fight and what happened in the whole fight, Tyson's whole comeback story goes beyond boxing. People can relate to that, and the way that he speaks on mental health goes beyond boxing. So he's not just reaching boxing fans. That iconic sporting moment that will go down for years of Tyson getting up, which sort of had his whole story in 10 seconds, you know. He was on top of the world and then got crashing down, got back up and you know, come back to achieve again. And that'll resonate with everyday people. Every day people come up and speak to Tyson to say, you know, you've done this for me, or you've inspired me, you've motivated me, or motivated my children, you know. So he's not just reaching the boxing fans, he's reaching the general public and he's showing.
Did you know when you were younger and a little bit more controversial and sort of your entrances and your ring walks weren't huge parties but kind of quite more solemn experiences as you got down, you were concentrating. Did you know at that point when you were a bit younger that you wanted this kind of thing, this status, being able to talk to people around the world with problems and mental health issues and having the sort of positivity around your perception in the media and stuff like that?
You probably didn't understand yourself then at that time, did you?
Like I say, you got to go through experiences, good and bad, to realise what you are and who you are, get to know yourself. And I heard that a lot in the past, like, you really don't know yourself, you've got to get to know yourself. And I'm thinking, how do you not know yourself? How do you get to know yourself? But you must experience good and bad to see what's good in life and what's not, and what motivates you and what makes you tick. And I really believe that my struggles were all meant to be, so I could come this side of it and tell the story and help other people who are struggling. But I really believe at the minute I'm helping a lot of people overcome their troubles and giving them inspiration, because I've said this so many times, and I bet people are sick of me saying it, but if I can do it, then so can everybody else. I will keep talking about mental health, and I will keep trying to spread positive vibes, because I believe it's my calling card more than boxing.
Does it give you hope that afterwards
Since we
as well?
last met, I've become an official ambassador for the Frank Bruno Foundation. Did you know that?
In the last 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Fair play. Congratulations. Did you speak to him often?
Yeah, all the time. So, yeah, no, he's an ambassador.
Another one.
We're flying.
I'd reach, but
well,
I'm
after
tied in.
how the
And the
first
first
two
one was a
went.
disaster.
Just give it one of them back. Sweet.
Yeah, that's it. We go for one of these across the room.
Airborne.
Just gonna hang by the bar and put up the vibe.
When did Frank get in touch with you about that?
When was it, Ben? A few
When he
weeks
was
ago,
ill,
yeah.
wasn't it?
When he was ill. I was messaging him and that, and when he got better, he asked me if I'd do it, become an ambassador for his foundation, and I agreed, and here we are.
And so I suppose after, it gives you that thing after boxing, because you say like you're happy when you've got that date and you've got that thing that you're aiming for. Now you have this in your life. I suppose there's not maybe the dread for when there isn't boxing anymore.
Yeah, I'll always have something that I have to do in order to keep mentally, physically well. I'll always train as long as I can, and after boxing there'll always be something to keep me occupied, I suppose. Before, when I was retired for the 3 years, it was like, I know I've got more to give. I wasn't finished. It wasn't over. And it was killing me that it was over early. And I think if I retired today, I'd be a lot more fulfilled, and I wouldn't have all the problems.
Would you stay in boxing?
I.e.
As in, would you still be down Hattons every day, giving Nathan Gorman hints, things like that? Or would you try and leave it
I wouldn't
behind?
be there every day, but I would pop in and out, and I'd like to open my own boxing gym. Not to be a trainer or anything like that, but to inspire and give young people in the area an opportunity to the same opportunity I had when I was a kid, to become somebody from nowhere. Because only in boxing is that possible. Because you can get a little kid who's misbehaving and being a very naughty boy, come to the gym, become a national champion, become a professional champion, change his stars and become a multi-millionaire. It's like, how the hell did that happen? That's not me, by the way, but I'm just saying that could happen.
You were never a naughty boy?
Never.
Angel.
I was never a naughty boy ever growing up. Never got in any trouble with the police. Never got in any trouble at school. Just an angel, really, saint.
Same for you, I guess, Ben. You was obviously a saint, weren't you?
Yeah. You'd been in pro gyms and that though, with your dad, hadn't you?
As a young kid, just
watching it and that, obviously.
chucking things around like Prince would do in the gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing Prince in the Marbella gym. He loves a scuffle, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes a bit of judo, doesn't he, over there? He gets involved in the judo.
Gets involved in the MMA and the judo and all that. Yeah, he loves it. Don't like boxing, loves all MMA and karate and judo and Crystal Maze champion and all that.
Crystal Maze, MMA, same thing really, isn't it? Actually, a word on Nathan Gorman, we mentioned him a second ago. He's got a big fight with Daniel Dubois coming up. Massive fight. And huge credit to both the lads that it's actually been made and is going forward at this stage in their career. How do you see Nathan Gorman versus Daniel Dubois turning out?
I think it's a good fight. It's a good British title fight. Two undefeated young prospects. Reminds me of Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora for the British title back in 2011. We're both 14-0. Chisora was higher ranked and higher rated and higher touted than me back then. Just the same as Dubois is over Nathan. You even asked Frank. Frank favoured old Del Boy to beat me, and everybody else in the country did as well, unfortunately. But it's pretty much similar to this. Chubby guy versus ripped guy. But although Chisora didn't turn up ripped, he turned up quite chubby actually. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I just see like I fancy Nathan to beat him.
Nathan's style's similar in a way to yours, and he doesn't box like what a heavyweight box does. He's fast and quick and moves. It's not your everyday
He's not
heavyweight,
ponderous,
is he?
he's light on his feet. He can turn defence into offence, and that's what you're going to need when you're boxing Dubois. And, you know, although Ricky was a fantastic fighter, I think people underestimate Ricky as a trainer as well, you know. Not to forget he's won world titles as a trainer as well, so, you know, he wouldn't have put Nathan in the fight if he didn't believe he could win it.
And how do you see it going?
Yeah, I fancy Nathan, you know, like I said, he can turn defence into offence, and, you know, that's the big part of it. You always see people when they're training practicing offence and punching, and how often do you see people practicing defence? But whenever you watch Ricky and Nathan training, they mix defence and offence together, and I think that could end up being the difference, that Nathan's better defensively.
Big Joe Joyce, also on the card. He was down there in Stevenage when Billy Joe was fighting. He's in a rush to get to your level, really, isn't he? He's in a rush to get to that top tier level. Bryant Jennings is a very, very difficult fight, though, isn't it?
I think it's a lose-lose situation, and I'm just being brutally honest. Because if Joe looks terrible against Jennings, then he'll get flack. If he doesn't knock him out early, he'll get stick. And he's a fleet-footed, tough fight.
Jennings has been in there with some good fighters, hasn't he?
What's
Klitschko,
your
obviously,
opinion on that?
Yeah,
you
it's what he
famously rate
said,
Klitschko.
but what also as well, if Joe does get to him early, people are just going to say, oh, Jennings, he's shot anyway, he's finished, you know.
But that's the same with every knockout win, though, isn't it? Is that the kind of the problem with heavyweight boxing, that like any punch can knock anyone out?
Yeah, of course it can happen, but look, like you said, they're in a rush and he's showing it. If he puts on a good performance against Jennings, fair play to him. He's showing that he's on the right tracks for sure. So if he doesn't beat Jennings, then, you know, maybe they need to have a look at slowing it down. But I think Joe should get the job done.
If you were 33 and Joe's
Sorry,
shoes...
Ben. Did you say if he doesn't beat Jennings, he needs to slow it down?
Slow it down.
What do you mean?
I know he's
So
old.
if he loses to Jennings,
If he was to get beat by Jennings, which I don't think will happen, I think Joe will come through it.
Yeah.
But if he was to get beat by Jennings, you know, I think...
what would you do then?
You know, obviously he is... How old is he? 33, 34? You know...
He can't lose. That's not an option.
Obviously
is that
losing-
saying-
Being very kind.
Obviously losing is not an option, but look, it's a test for Joe. It is a test for Joe, and they're putting him in a tough fight. Stylistically, obviously, it could prove to be a tough fight. I think Joe will get the job done, but, you know...
Yeah, I'm only saying it's a tough fight because stylistically, I'm not saying Brian Jennings is a better fighter than Joe or he's going to be a tough man because he's so tough and he's unbeatable. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying stylistically, it's a terrible matchup. You've got someone who's slick and can move good and got quick hands against someone who's not so slick and doesn't move great, but very big and strong and powerful.
Experience, round management, those sorts of things. But
I think, me personally, I'd get him someone who's massive. It's the biggest heavyweights we could find. Biggest, toughest, strongest men. Look the part, ain't going to run away, are going to come for a fight, and he'd knock him out because he's a bulldozer. Juggernaut.
And if he loses...
If he loses, forget about it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Does
Can't lose, come on. How are you going to lose to a man who's just been knocked out his last fight? And lost every time he stepped up. No disrespect to Jennings, but he lost against Klitschko, lost against Ortiz, lost against Rivers. So he should beat someone like that, but it's stylistically a tough fight in my opinion. But if he loses to Jennings, forget about it.
Right, Tyson, it's your fight week. It's getting late. I'll leave us now. You got your thrones in the castle.
If you want off, I've got to go to bed.
Fury, Schwarz. Watch it live only on BT Sport Box Office.